We're good to go. Big dog. All right, we're good now. Midwest Bay Area girl. Thank you so much, Nadia. Better so far. We appreciate it. Thank you all for joining us tonight. This is amazing. Make sure that you tap right between Tony's glasses and share the live. We appreciate each and every one of you with your constant and consistent support in this community. This one's dedicated to our sister, Big Chris, RIP, rest in peace, sweetheart. And we're going to have Justice Mufasa on with us tonight. I saw Justice just entered the building. Don't forget, Sunday nights to join our sister chat. Talk Bari to Me with VSG Bestie, Sunday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Mountain, and 5 p.m. Pacific, each and every Sunday. As of right now, she is showing her replays on at those times, on that date, on that schedule, and her new season will start June 2nd, right? June 2nd or June 3rd? June 2nd. So
June 2nd.
Stay tuned for that. Tune in for that every Sunday. Talk Bari to Me. So I think we're good to go. Let's pull Justice or Justin. I'm calling him Justin. I found his name today.
All right.
Justin.
So after we pull Justice up, we're gonna do that 1 minute of silence.
Absolutely.
Big Chris. And pay our respects.
Absolutely. You want to do that now? Let's do it.
All right. So we're gonna give 1 minute of silence to bow our heads and say a prayer for Big Chris. All right. All right. I think we're ready to go.
We ready to go?
Yeah.
Let's make it happen, Captain. Is Justice in the building? I know I saw him.
I did see him in there. Justice, if you're there, send us out a request. I don't see him in there now.
Hey, Mr. DJ.
Do you see him in here?
Yeah. I think. No, I didn't see him in here.
I don't see him again.
Turn this part. Yeah, he's here.
Oh,
There he is. Down. The ladies in here are fly. And
Hello.
one
Yeah, now
who's
too.
caught my eye.
Sorry about that.
Come over, talk to me. Justice, man, you bring that sexy out of me, man. What's happening, man? How you doing, man?
What up, man? What up, fellas?
How you
What's
doing,
happening,
brother?
man?
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah,
I can hear you.
we got you. How you doing, man? Yeah.
You know? I'm making
Yeah.
it, man. I'm making
Yeah.
it. I'm taking it a day at a time, an hour, a morning, an afternoon. You know? Like,
Yep.
I hear you.
Heck yeah. Well, we're glad that you came to join us, man, for sure.
Yeah, we've been following you for a long time now, and I know you've been following us. So
yeah, y'all my brothers, man. Y'all, you guys have been a huge support on this journey.
well,
You
you've
know, a
definitely got some
huge support
inspiring
on this.
stuff for us.
Hey, you know what?
I appreciate that, man.
When I
What's up,
first,
bro?
what's up, bro? When I first came on here, I saw, I could have, yeah, I did. I saw some content that you had put up, and you all right with me calling you Justin? Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw some content where you saying, look, I do this for the fellas. And you sent me a DM. You're like, oh, I do it for the fellas. That's what I'm doing it for. And I would have to say that over the past 3 or 4 months, maybe that might have changed just a little bit, just a little
Something
bit,
slight,
but
something
but
slight.
in a good way.
Yeah, yeah,
When did you
yeah,
get
yeah.
when did you have your surgery, and what surgery did you have?
So I had the gastric sleeve June 20th. So next month makes a year.
That's
Oh,
Yeah.
awesome.
yeah, heck yeah. I thought you were before me for some reason. I don't know why, but yeah. Okay, so you're almost a year in.
Yeah, I'm almost a
How you
year in.
how you feeling?
I'm feeling good, man. I can eat chicken wings again. So that's a good. It took a long time to get a buffalo wing down, man. It took a long time, bro. So it's a
Yeah,
non-scale.
I hear a lot of people talk about like, oh, I can't eat this anymore, or I haven't been able to eat this, and I still consider myself really really lucky that I didn't have any issues with eating any foods. Like I was worried about hot pepper, I was worried about chicken, I was worried about being able to eat red meat. And I haven't had an issue eating anything, and like I really feel for you guys because there are a lot of things that we all love we didn't want to have to give up. And when we found out like, oh, we really don't have to give it up, we can still have it time to time. And when you realize that you can't have it, I don't know what I would do with myself if I realized I couldn't have it.
Yeah, yeah. So let me go back to what Rav said about the whole, the last couple months things have changed. So I
Yeah.
want to say that most of my fellas that have done the Barry journey have been in relationships before they got the surgery. Most of y'all have been in relationships before you got the surgery. Some, have been in relationships before they got the surgery. So after you got the glow up of losing the weight, you're still a taken man. You can't really, So I just would say, even my thirst traps is for my fellas, because I'm doing it for you. I'm doing what you couldn't do. You know what I mean? It's still for the fellas. It's in honor of them. If you get what I'm saying.
That's wonderful, and I appreciate you for that, man. Thank you.
Vicariously through you, my friend.
I'm not, I'm not allowed to do them anymore anyway. So somebody else is gonna have to take the throne of the buried thirst traps.
Is that right? Because I
Maybe
because I
Barry Chris. Yeah.
I was wondering if what was going on with that. Like, you say someone else is going to have to take the throne. You're committed right now.
It
I
is
think
what it
he's
is, man.
frozen.
I'm stand beside it.
Yeah.
There
I,
you
I
go.
you broke up on me. Did you say you were committed?
Yeah, yeah. Do I have bad signal? Hold on a second, fellas. Let me see.
Mm-hmm.
So I
It
just took it off.
figures he'd have.
I just moved. I just moved.
What's
So I don't
that?
even have Wi-Fi in my new place. I just moved.
Yeah, you were
Okay.
doing.
I just
I
moved.
remember seeing some posts about your new place. You were shooting
Yeah,
pictures.
so I don't even have Wi-Fi in my house. Yeah, I don't even have Wi-Fi, so I was using hotspot. So I just turned it off. I hope it works. We'll see. Y'all can hear me right now, though, right?
Yep.
Yeah, we hear you better than that. Yep, for
Oh,
sure.
okay. But yes,
So
I I am
yeah,
taking
you
cancer.
are. Okay, that's what's up. And from what I understand, from what I took, I don't know. I mean, is she on the same journey?
She's very active. She had
Yeah,
gastric sleeve as well.
that's what's up.
Yeah, yeah.
How'd y'all
I wouldn't
meet?
recommend it though. We met on TikTok on one of my thirst videos. Where you been at,
Oh,
right?
oh,
I remember seeing the first post on a bariatric date. I remember watching that post, And
What?
then you guys sharing
Oh,
the
I seen
food.
that bariatric day. Yeah, but I didn't know that you all met on one of your thirst videos.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So was it love at first sight?
Right. Yes. This is what we're gonna do, fellas. This is what we're doing. Okay. Yeah. Yes. This is
Nah,
love at
nah,
first sight.
we gonna have you all over the map. We gonna have you all over the map. You said you're committed. You jumped out there. We gotta let the ladies know, the majority of them in this live right now, that the dreads are for looks.
Gonna
Oh
make me lose a
man.
little bit of followers I got.
Nah, you ain't lose nobody. Hey, look, I was watching some of your content earlier, and the spiritual side of you, man, really sticks out to Tony and I. When we had you on a live before, you had touched on some of that, um, and your view on cleansing and your space and protecting your peace. Can you speak on how that is you've related to that? Were you doing were you in touch with that before the surgery, or has it helped you get through the mental things that you may have experienced after surgery? When did that come into play?
I started my spiritual journey back in 2013. 2013. One of my best friends, her grandmother had died in a house fire, and I was actually like at the funeral, and the family was just in such high spirits. Like, oh, we know Nana's good, she's good. They all were like in such high spirits, and I was like, why are you guys okay right now? Your grandmother died in a fire. You know what I mean? And so the family kind of took me under their wing and assisted me on my journey of like basically just finding myself. I would call, I don't know,
Mm,
I try not to put a lot of cliche words on things, you know what I mean? Because
mm,
especially in today's time, it's fad, to be spiritual, So all I can say is that I just have a self knowing, and that there's a connection for me with spiritual health and mental health. They're one. So, you know, mental health and spiritual health, meditation, depression, all of those things are together in one box. So, you know what
right.
I mean? So when it comes to cleansing my space, grounding my energy, aligning my chakras, things of that nature. Yeah. So
So do you feel that your spirituality, you feel that's helped you along your way this past year?
I would say that if it was not for my spirituality and where I had gotten to, I would not have gotten the surgery because I was a person that cared so much about what other people thought, and I was a person that I identified with so much toxic masculinity that getting weight loss surgery to me, the old me, would have been something that was weak, something that was feminine in nature, something that men don't do, all these things. I'm from New York, but I grew up in Baltimore. Those are both very toxic masculine environments where you're like, everybody's walking around like this, So if it wasn't for my journey up to last year, I never wouldn't have got the surgery because I would have cared too much about everybody else's opinion on things. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Like, and it all just led up to it. Like, the year before that, I had came to terms with like my sexuality. I'm pansexual, which is something that if you met me 3 4 years ago, I've never would have admitted or owned or said out loud. I was a DL brother, just like, what I mean, so many other brothers out here who are attracted to multiple different, people, but they never would have said it. And so I had a whole year of owning that, and it was like I was coming to a place of self love. I had just released my marriage, but what I was feeling, my physical body was no longer in alignment with my spiritual, my mental. You know what I mean? My body, I was almost 300 pounds. I was heavy. I was depressed. Tying my shoe, I lose my breath just tying my shoe. And so I was like, something has to change. I need a restart. You know what I mean? I needed something to like give me a restart. And so that's how it happened.
So you had a lot of change going on. How did your relationships with your friends and family change, with you like coming to terms and realizing like all of these things and bringing them all to the light?
People think that spirituality is all love and peace, brother, and everybody is happy. Spirituality is doing the shadow work to look in the mirror and see things and own things that you necessarily don't want to see or own. And when you do those things, your storyline, the storylines that you have created with others, sometimes now has to change because they got into the storyline with who you were before. They did not get into the storyline with the person that you have become now. And so you have to now revisit that conversation and say, hey, I'm no longer this person, I love you, but and then evaluate if we are no longer in alignment. And that's what happened in my marriage. We were no longer in alignment. You know what I mean? Like, honestly, she signed up to be with a straight man. I was no longer a straight man. You know what I mean? And so I came home from an ayahuasca, a spiritual retreat, and we went to dinner. And I basically told her, like, hey, I come to terms with this about myself. This is who I am. And so those conversations with everybody, not just romantically, but your family members, because you have a lot of toxic relationships with our parents. I have the type of parents that they weren't the type of parents that I could go to for guidance. They call me when they need to borrow money and things of that nature. So I now had to create like healthy boundaries with people in my family that like you can't just call me to get things from me. Like if you're not checking on me, if it's not a healthy relationship where it's two-sided, then I have to release you. Everything is in the name of self-love, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I,
So
I can imagine that it really does take a lot. Like, because for myself, like, I'm still learning how to love myself. Like, I'm still coming to terms with getting to know this new Rab and understanding what and who and what my purpose is, what I really have to offer anyone that is in my circle or in my immediate, my life. And I never really thought about it this hard until I was completely clear of all the toxicity that you're talking about. Like and everyone knows, I've talked about it, my downfall with drugs in the past, and then moving on into food addiction, and then problems with, relationships, so on and so forth. But really taking the time to like understand who Rab is and being real with myself. It's not as easy as people think. It's really difficult. I'm having a really hard time with it. So I'm wondering, like, when you said you went on like a retreat where you went away, and I forgot what you called it. What'd you call it?
I went on it's an ayahuasca. Ayahuasca. It's a
Yeah,
plant medicine. Yeah. It's it's
yeah.
it's a it's a psychedelic, basically, is
Okay.
what it is.
All right.
Yeah.
So I mean, and I believe in that. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, that's starting to come into practice today. So I mean, I respect it. Put it that way. Um, I really would like to. It's harder than people think to come to terms with being real with yourself, to find yourself love, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah. And not just the version of you now, but then your inner child, because he's still in there. The inner child,
Yeah.
the little Rab is still in there dealing with stuff that he went through as a kid. So it's not even just Rab that dealt with drug addiction, it's who got him to that point. You know what I mean? Like who
Hmm.
got Tony to that point. It's so much healing and work that we have to do, and it's never done.
It's
You know
never
what I mean?
done. Yeah.
It's never done. Even now, I'm in a place of like, people look at me like, "Oh, you're so open and you're so honest about things. You have so much self love."
Mm.
This is a work in progress. You
Right.
know, what I mean? A work in progress. So,
But it is a
there's always
thing.
something.
It is
mm,
a thing.
mm,
It's very important uh,
mm,
to not only yourself first, but those who you reflect on around you as well. So yeah, I can, man, I want to reach that. That's why I'm getting kind of stuck on that, is because it really sits with me. I definitely identify with the need in myself to kind of find some self love within myself so that I could give the best of me to anyone I've come into contact with. The biggest thing, I've said it before, I'll say it again, the biggest for me is to how I'm going to uh, um, waste my time, not waste it, but provide time or put my time into things, and how much of my energy I'm going to spend on things, because my energy is the most important thing that I have. It costs the most money, is my energy. And then making memories, taking pictures, holding people close, writing letters. And when I come into contact with someone, what can I do to become memorable in their life? So those are the three things I really try to concentrate on. And sometimes I feel like, for me, I fall short. So I find it interesting that that you've taken it on, the self love, the way that you do and the way that you share it. And we appreciate you for that. We see it. And I think it's awesome. Um, after you went through surgery and those things, how do you implement um, self love and those instances with the modifications that you had to make in your lifestyle?
All of us know this journey, this bariatric journey, this weight loss surgery journey is a journey of self-love within itself. From the moment that we go to the first consultation, it is us doing a journey of, even before that, from the moment we do our research on it, it's we have started the journey of self-love. It's like, oh, I need this for myself. It's a journey. And then after we get the surgery, everything after that is a journey of self-love. Even before you get the surgery, the liquid diet is a journey of self-love and grounding and discipline. And there's so many connections to spiritual, teachings that comes in with the liquid diet and everything, that's tied together. So everything, all of this is a journey of self-love. We are all on journeys of self-love. Every day that you take a vitamin, you remember to take a vitamin, is a journey of self-love. Every day that Tony drinks his water, and then that's an act of self-love. And then him reminding us is him radiating the love that he's created for himself to the rest of us. You know what I mean? Because self-love is just love for everyone. We all are one. You know what I mean? We all are one. Thank you, Tony.
Yeah. Yeah, and some of us don't even like notice that, like the things that we do with content. um it's just what I do. I go into it, and that's what I do. And I need to hear things like what you just said with Tony and the water and the walking the steps, and those things. um I for me, self love is giving back to the community as much as I possibly can. Um, and you would think that would be enough, but it's not. um, that
Yeah.
comes easy to me. Like, it's easy for me to love everyone else, but I don't take it in as, I'm loving myself for it. Although it makes me feel good to see people smile and succeed. I love to see people happy within their journey and finding love. I love those things for other people, but it's like, I don't find that within myself, and it's all part of the process, it's all part of the journey. So yeah, I
And I
agree
would
for
say
sure.
I would say that after getting into a relationship during my bariatric journey, I personally wouldn't necessarily recommend starting a new relationship within the first year of bariatric journey. For me now, knowing what I know, I just feel like that first year in your bariatric journey is the year that you should be the most selfish. It's the journey of self-love that you are working on yourself and feeding yourself the love that you need to give. So if you hop into a relationship with someone else, you now, that cup that was supposed to be full for you, you have to now pour into another cup and fill that cup. And so I personally, I'm happy in my relationship, but if I could give advice to other people, it would be, if you are single during your bariatric journey, stay single for the first year so that you can be as, it's okay to be selfish. It's okay to be selfish within the first year of your journey. You know what I mean? Like, it's,
Like selfish how? Like saying, hey, you're not people aren't good enough for me, or what if it like falls into your lap?
no, I mean selfish as in like being able to focus on yourself and the things you need, and because we are learning ourselves all over again. Like take the vitamins for example. Like if you are putting your energy and things into a relationship and building a relationship, something is going to fall off somewhere. You know, you might
Hmm.
forget to take your meds, but or take your vitamins today because you stayed up late with your girlfriend, or you know, it's just those things. You know what I mean? It's just
Yeah,
that type of thing. So
yeah.
This resonating with you, Rab? All right. So I actually have a couple things here for you. So
we good. I got good.
I'm going to roll back to this content part. So we go back to the whole like, all right, I walk the steps, I drink water, Rab does his thing, you do your thing, and it all starts off as accountability videos. And somewhere along the line, it just resonates with someone, and that's the whole point. And if that happens, that's great because then you've affected someone else's life and you've helped someone without even realizing you've done it. So I remember looking at content that you had posted because so you're on multiple social media platforms, correct? And like myself, I don't post bariatric stuff on my Facebook. That's separate. That's like friends, family, people I've known a long time. Instagram, I have a separate account. There's a Barry Mill Experience, and then there's a Tony D one. Tony D one, a lot of family stuff. Um, Basically goes hand in hand with all of my Facebook stuff. But then there's the Barry Mill Experience stuff, and then obviously TikTok is all bariatric. I saw a story about how you just happened to post on Instagram because you didn't post that bariatric stuff really on that, and one of your friends saw it and reached out to you because he was actually thinking about bariatric surgery, was on the fence, and he saw that you had it and he saw the success you had. Can you kind of give a little bit more detail to that story?
So I got on TikTok right at the time of my divorce. I got a divorce. I got into this bachelor apartment, and at this point now I'm on TikTok. You know what I mean? That's when TikTok started. So who I was on Instagram is different than because like I said, we're constantly growing. So on Instagram, everybody that's on my Instagram knew me and my wife as a couple for 8 years.
Yeah.
There was no Justin without her. You know, there was no her without. We were a type of couple that like we were all over each other's pages. We were buying houses together. We were flipping trailers together. We were doing like a lot of business things together and posting this stuff. So we were very like couple goals type of relationship. And so when our relationship ended, I kind of went into seclusion when it came to Instagram and stuff because it's a sad thing, you know what I mean? And it was unexpected for a lot of people because I told you guys I went on a spiritual journey and came on. None of that stuff is being posted on social media. So one minute everybody sees us as this happy couple who's buying houses and doing things and taking trips out the country. And then the next thing we're divorced. And so it was a sad time. And so I was very selective about what I put on Instagram because I'm now this single guy who's going through a divorce. I'm living in an apartment now compared to like this big house I had with a pool. And it was, just my own stuff with that. You know what I mean? My friend who I talked about, he's a married man. And so that was the thing that we had connection of being married men, taking care of our families. He's a Puerto Rican guy, taking care of our families. Bro, how you doing? You good? Being faithful to our wives. These were the type of things that we built on. When I became single, part of me kind of like shunned away from my brothers who were married. Am I breaking up?
Nope, you're good.
No. Okay. I started shunning away from my brothers who were married because I felt as though, oh, we don't have nothing to relate to now. Because now I'm single out here. I got a different girl at my house every, whatever, like how can I relate to them, whatever. And so I just wasn't posting on Instagram anything. And then when I started the bariatric journey, it just so happened that because TikTok was the social media I was on, I was like, okay, social TikTok is where I'm at posting this. And I didn't post on Instagram anything about like gastric sleeve or anything like that. So to people on Instagram, I was just getting skinny. I was just getting skinny. And they don't know how it's happening. You know what I mean? They didn't know how it's happening. And then my friend, his name is Angel. He's always been a heavy set Puerto Rican guy. Like this is just him. You know what I mean? I've known him always like that. And he hit me up and was like, bro, like, I posted something told me like post like something on my spirit. That's why when your spirit speaks to you, like when that voice in your head is telling you something positive to do, something told me like post on Instagram. And so I posted Barry. It was basically me and her dating, the whole Barry dating thing. The next day he calls me and he's like, bro, you had gastric sleeve surgery? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, yo, I've been seeing you lose weight, but I didn't know how you do it. And also, me and him have done keto diets together before. We have done other things where we've lost weight. This isn't the first time I've lost weight. In 2019, I was smaller than I am now. So, like, losing weight and gaining weight is not something that people have seen, is not used to doing. So he just thought I did another fad diet, cut, you know what I mean? Did keto or was starving myself again. And that's how it happened. And so I was like, no, bro, I was tired of the up and down. I was tired of like the gaining weight and losing the weight and gaining the weight. I needed help. And so I got the surgery. And he was like, bro, I've been thinking about doing it, but I didn't know no men that got the surgery. I only know one female and she's at my church. He's like, I don't know no guys that got the surgery. He was like, so you had it? So I was like, yeah. So I started talking to him about it or whatever. And he went for his consultation. He's doing his psych evals and all that now to make that happen. So I told bro, I was like, yo, I'm here. I got your back, 100%. But that's the thing is like, if we don't share our story, we don't know who's out there that needs it. You know what I mean?
That's right.
You know?
That's right. Hey, I want to bring up this next topic because it really I really resonate with it big time with you, man. And the thing that stands out most for me is you and being a father.
Yeah.
That it's amazing, man. You really like with your content when you're watching your content and you interacting with your daughter and playing jokes on her and her showing how how good her heart is, because she cares for people, and you showing up for your son when he thought you weren't. I mean, man, that shit is huge. I love that you do that. I'm so happy that you're there for your kids, man, because of the stereotypes that we face in society. As a father, how did surgery come into play at all for you, or make being a father any harder? Were there any difficulties with you and your children going through that process?
First of all, let me say you spoke my daughter up because as soon as you started talking about her, she texted me and it came up. It said Princess Jada popped up on the top of my screen. But
Yeah.
it hasn't been any difficulties after surgery, man. Surgery has been such help of my relationship with my kids. Like, bro, I anytime my kids asked me to do any type of outdoor activity or anything before surgery, I had every excuse in the book on why I did not want to get my big self out that door. Bro, like play basketball.
Yeah.
Just the idea of playing basketball sounds like too much work when you are 300 pounds. It's like, come on, bro. Don't you want to play a video game? Like, like so. now that I've lost weight and I just have more energy, um, my kids are so much happier with me when it comes to like how much energy and like how dad is like wanting to be out and things of that nature. I think if anything it has affected has been eating out. You know, eating out with my kids. My daughter, I call her, she's bariatric police. So
Ah,
my daughter, she loves so deeply. As you can see, she loves so deeply. So a part of that is that she doesn't like to see people in pain or discomfort. And so me having bariatric surgery and my girlfriend having bariatric surgery, if anybody knows anything, one of us at the dinner table is going like this. Oh, oh I ate too much. Oh, oh, I shouldn't have ate that last bite of rice. Why did I eat the last bite of rice? And so that has been the only thing that's been affected because my daughter is like, Dad, are you full? Dad, are you full? And she will literally take our plates away, away from
that's
us,
so funny.
take our plates
She
away. So that's been the only thing, like, so. But
she
it's like
knows
a
your
joke.
she knows your limits.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like a
Yeah,
joke at this point. Like, yeah, like I made
yeah,
Asian food last night, and we had like I made the bao buns. You know, like the bao buns, they
Yeah.
right.
good. And so most of the plate was like carbs. Like it was like carb city. It was bao buns, dumplings, rice. It was so much carbs. So our plates were smaller portions. But
Yeah.
my girlfriend was like eating her plate, and Jada just keep looking at her like, "Are you done? Are you done?" And she's like, "No, one more bite of the bao bun." Like, because you really got to know your limit. Like you got to know, like, all right, if I take one more bite of this, I'm gonna like, like
Yeah. Bariatric bro said mine be like, look, dad ate too much.
Yeah.
exactly,
So, like
exactly.
a lot of your stuff does resonate because obviously I have younger kids. I have a 15-year-old boy and I have a 11-year-old daughter, and I remember seeing one of the posts of the daddy daughter dance, and I was like, I want a daddy daughter dance. And I keep asking my daughter, I'm like, hey, when is your school gonna have a daddy daughter? She's like, there's no daddy daughter dance. We will always just have Friendlies. And if you're not from an area, Friendlies is a little chain restaurant in New England that serves ice cream and um, grilled cheeses and like it's one of those mom and pop places that turned into a chain back, and it was just one of those things where I had daddy daughter date night that I used to
Yeah,
take. So, but the daddy daughter dance thing, I always picture that in my head of me dancing with my daughter, and I haven't had the chance to like do that with her. So
bro.
it was cool.
I We have gone 4 years in a row at this point in time. It's at a church. It's at a Christian church that I
Mhm.
don't go to. I don't go to this church. I only go for the daddy daughter dance every year. You pay for the ticket. So if I was you, bro, I would look into churches in your area that do daddy daughter dance. And I mean, it's welcome to everybody, obviously. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They during a certain point the pastor goes up and like, does a little sermon, but not nothing like crazy. Like we're not there all night, but like there's daddy daughter dances in your area, bro. And you if you haven't slow danced with your daughter, like we shouldn't have to wait till her wedding day to have that moment. You know what I mean? So
Exactly.
make it happen. You got
Yeah.
this. Find it.
I was so jealous.
You got it, bro. I'm telling you, you can find it in your area. Don't make me look. Are you in Rhode Island? Don't make me look. I'll find it, bro.
Massachusetts.
Massachusetts, right?
Massachusetts.
Okay.
Hey, what's your speaking of food earlier, what's your diet look like? How you doing with that?
My diet is usually it's just I'm really like doing one meal a day is what is like really feeling good for me. Like an actual meal, like a meal is only at dinner time. I do my protein coffee in the morning. So my coffee mixed with the protein shake.
Yeah.
And then I might do some nibbling throughout the day. But for me, like I'm busy. I'm busy during the day, and so I don't really get time to completely settle down and eat a meal until about 7:30. Like as soon as we get off this live, I'm eating. So you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like I'm doing
Yeah.
one meal a day, and that resonates for me. So I just
Mhm.
Yeah.
say to people, do what feels good for you. You know what I mean? So
Are you
I'm not
still
I'm
able
not
to
really
meet your
losing
goals?
anymore, huh?
Are you still able to meet your goals? with like that little nibbling throughout the day and stuff.
So I've been at like a complete stall for like 3 months now at this point, and
So hot.
yeah, and I I I was okay with it. Um, I wanted to get out of 200s, but I'm also a bigger framed guy. And I saw somebody, I can't remember which sister it was. She had said on one of her videos that like if your body gets to a, sometimes you're not at a stall. Your body has just gotten to a place where it feels good to be, and that's where it wants to be at. Huh?
It was Janae.
Which say,
I know it was
yes,
Janae.
Janae, when she posted that, it resonated with me deeply because I'm at 204. I'm 204 right now, and I feel like my body likes being here. You know what I mean? Like, and so I want to get under 200 pounds just for myself. Like, I want to be 195, which I'm not far away, and I could probably like, what you making faces for?
Because I'm a little bit ahead of you, but I had a different surgery than you did. I had the RNY, and I was stuck at like 204 for like 3 4 months. I just was like, whatever. I don't really weigh myself. I just happened to weigh myself the other day, and I'm like, I'm 196. So I just went into the hundreds, under 200.
There, Wonderland.
Yeah, but it scares me, man. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Because I'm all right with where I'm at right now. Like I don't want to lose too much because it's bad enough that, I thought like maybe 4 or 5 months ago that I didn't have an ass, but now I don't have no ass, man. I don't even know where I'm shitting from at this point. It's straight borderline, pun intended, out here. So
I feel
yeah,
you.
I'm good where I'm at, but um, I saw that Kia put it. Yeah, keep doing the push-ups. I put on that weight. Thanks, AJ. I appreciate it. Like Kia said, you have a baseline. Your body has a baseline, so you will get to your lowest weight whenever that may be. It could be anywhere from what I hear, anywhere from 12 to 15 months, and then you're more than likely go up like 10 or 20 pounds, and I'd be all right with that. So that's why I was making those faces, man.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I don't want to be 15 pounds higher than this.
Yeah.
204 is.
Same thing with me.
So that's why I want to lose more weight. I want to get down to like 190, 195. So that way, when it
Right.
does time for me to gain some weight back up, I
Right.
got some room, you know?
Right.
Like,
You still
That's
working
why
out?
we put that work in. If you're consistent, you keep putting that work in, your body will tell you when it's ready to start moving again.
Yeah.
bro, you
And
know
like
I'm not consistent with working out, bro. You know
me
I'm
neither.
not consistent with working out.
Mm,
I follow Barry, bro, and I
yeah.
follow what's the Spanish guy? What's the Spanish
Great
wrestler?
Claudio.
Claudio. I follow
Yeah.
Claudio on Instagram. I see him every day, and I'm like, I could be him. I could be him. Just get
Yeah.
back to the gym, but I won't do it. Because Claudio looked
Hey.
good. That man got all the muscles. I'm like, yo.
Claudio
Yeah.
was in here earlier. Is he still in the comments, Claudio? Let us know if you're still here.
Yeah. He goes after it. Him and Bariatric Bro and Close Berry Fit and Fit
Yeah.
Dad
Yeah.
and Get Fit with D and all them, man. They're putting in that work, man.
Yeah. And I
Setting
have
the
to remind
standard.
myself when I look at their content, I have to remind myself because sometimes I see Claudia or I see Barry Bro, and I'm like, I start having them thoughts in my mind. If you don't get your lazy ass in the gym, you could be looked at
I
this,
know.
you know
I
what I mean?
know. I know. And then you're like 6 months down the line, you're like, damn, I could have been. I could have been in there. While we can do it. It's
Exactly.
not like we can't do it. You know what I'm
But
saying?
that's
We
why
can
you
do
need to
it.
stop telling yourself that and just get up and actually do it.
And then on
Yeah.
another note, we're getting ready to bring Ryan up, fadeaway Ryan. This man was 835 pounds and he's in the damn gym. There's no
Hmm.
excuses, man. We gotta
Hmm.
get in there while we can, because there'll be a
Yeah.
point where we can't no more. So that's the train of thought I have. I'm still trying to get over the fact that I need to go in here and work out with people and they're going to be looking at me when they're really not paying attention to me. I need to get that out of my head and just go. So I'm working on
Yeah.
that, but
That's
yeah.
why. That's why. Again, I'm not blaming her, and I'm not gonna throw her under the bus. But I'm gonna say, getting in a relationship with another bariatric person is not always the best thing.
You kind of
Because
settled in, right?
well, if that person is not a gym person, a workout person, because my girl is from Miami, so she's like, I'm not going to no gym. Like once I lose the weight I want to lose, I'm getting a whole mommy makeover with a BBL and a tummy tuck. So she's totally like, I'm not going to no gym. That's her thought process. And so being in a relationship with her, I'm not blaming her for my laziness, but I am saying I've just been sitting at home chilling, booed up.
Claudio's back. If you haven't seen, he's back in the comments.
Yeah.
Claudio, you up in here, bro, making us look bad, bro.
Hey, I got 2 questions for you. The first question is, do you think you'll be able to make it to the bariatric retreat in November in San Diego, November 7th through the 10th?
Yeah, I'm already planning it with one of my boys who he had the surgery. He doesn't really post yet.
Yeah, that's fine.
But me and him have already been talking about like us like getting a sharing like a room or something out there.
Yeah.
But it's already in the works. Barry, bro, let me know like how do I pay for my ticket? Like you guys know, but where you pay for your ticket at?
You can go right into our daggone bio and get there's a little bit of time left in May. You can get $50 off at this point.
Okay, there it is.
Check out BME. BME is a code. So
All right.
Ticket right off Bariatric Society.
And if you can get there, man, we could probably work out some hotel situations because it's me and one other guy right now staying in the hotel.
And
so
all
I mean, the more the merrier. That's all we doing.
The rest of the time, you're gonna be out having a good time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And the other question is, what's up with this daggone spoken word, man? Can you drop something for us before we get you off this live?
I'm gonna drop something for you, but I'm also gonna be messaging y'all with some middle fingers because the way y'all hit me with that at the last minute was crazy. I'm just putting out there that we have had this plan for over a month, and today I'm driving home from Home Depot and like trying to get home to prepare for this, and I look at the message and it says, "Oh yo, Just, can you do a spoken word at the last minute?" Okay.
Tony ain't know about that, man. I threw that out there. You can blame that on me, man.
It all on him.
Okay. You ain't right. You ain't right for it. I'm gonna do it though. I'm gonna do it.
Right.
I'm gonna do it.
What you got?
Take
what
a
you got?
All right. All right. Let's see. Let's see what I got. Heal, Barry Man, heal. It is okay, better yet essential, to tap into what it is that you feel, what we need, what we ache for. Realize even we need rest and break more. So let us heal, Barry Man, heal. Have those tough combos you've been trying to avoid. Find things that make you happy and fill that void. Heal, Barry Man, heal. The world beats on you and you join in throwing punches at yourself. Be aware of your mental health. You can only take so much. Be in touch with your inner boy, his sadness and his joy. Talk to him. Heal, Barry Man, heal. Life at times gets so real, but I challenge you to speak life into every vitamin and every meal. We embody strength, but we too are allowed to cry. We too deserve hugs and be told how great we are. Why should we wait till we die? From the concrete of our tough exteriors, let us grow like roses, because we deserve our flowers too. And with the weight that we lost, let us have love that we gained, the Barry Male experience. Togetherness, brotherhood, without shame. Drop
the mic. Hey, thanks so much, man. We really
I love
appreciate
y'all.
you.
I love y'all, brothers. I'll talk to y'all soon.
We love you back. You can stay on. You can stay up on the live if you want to drop down. Go ahead. We appreciate you for hanging out. We're gonna bring up Ryan and talk about some things real quick and introduce some what we got going on. So it's up to you, man.
I'm gonna watch. I'm gonna watch it.
All right. Hey, thanks, brother.
Thank you, brother.
All right. Oh yeah.
Hey, what's up, guys? Hey, man. I definitely appreciated the poem. It's definitely dope.
Yeah. Heck yeah. So did I. What's happening, man? How are you?
How you doing, brother?
Good, man. Life's well. Can't complain right now. doing a bunch of different things with work, uh, testing out some new things for this group chat we're gonna have, and the Zoom session that we're about to have June 3rd. We're having the Bari Male Experience Zoom session where we'll have all men and we'll start processing different things. I have a whole Discord set up for you guys where you guys can come and show a motivational picture, have a big brother, little brother system where guys who are pre-op are getting assistance from guys who are post-op and trying to set up this buddy system because at the end of the day, community is needed in the male bariatric community as well as men need to come together and be able to speak on things that they're processing and maybe get guidance or assistance throughout that process.
And
So,
that, so how are they gonna? How would people reach out in the Discord? I mean, I know it's something that we could put in our the link in our bios,
yeah,
but
so I was gonna say, yeah, the link is in our bios. What is gonna happen is if guys just send me a message and want to get an invite, I'll send them a invite to the Discord to add them. If you guys will see, I have like 3 different uh, chats within the server for it. And it's specifically one's like a daily affirmation, one's just a check-in, and then one's like where we have guys pre-op, post-op just checking in with each other and creating a community. The idea is solely based on like if you ever if anyone's ever experienced an AA meeting or NA meeting or just a community where there's people out there who are seeking help from each other, you have these people trying to find identity, and what they'll find is themselves within this process. And like you were talking about earlier, is like this idea of journey of self love. Um, this will be helping other men find self love within themselves and identifying how in their journey they found it so that they can reach out and like help the ones who might need help who don't really feel it during the journey.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait.
It's
So that's June 3rd.
June 3rd.
June 3rd, yeah, June 3rd is the Zoom. So we'll have a chat on here, and then we'll start the discussion, and then we'll take the discussion onto the platform on Zoom, where you guys will all be invited, and we'll like again, the community being is we're talking about things in privacy, so keep these things in privacy for these men, because when someone's open up and being vulnerable, you don't want it to be a topic or a conversation that gets like where people are making judgment passed on each other. I think the idea is if I'm speaking about something that's my personal experience, why judge upon it? Maybe give me insight on it, maybe give me perspective, but judging upon it and saying you're not looking at how I'm feeling while you're talking about me.
Again, this is why it's important of why we're moving it off of TikTok and moving it onto that Zoom link on the Discord is to make it a private conversation. So what is said there stays there. Again, like there are things that we want to share on this platform, and then there are things that we keep to ourselves that we feel like we can't share or we're not ready to share. But we're going to give even a more inclusive space where you can share these type of things if you're comfortable enough. If you're not, then come on in, join us anyways, and maybe become part of the process of helping someone else, in the community process their feelings and thoughts on their journey and what they're dealing with.
Of course. Make it this about the community of how we are opening the door for other people who maybe haven't had a voice. I was even talking about that today with a lot of guys. Is a lot of times the reason most people don't speak up is because they've allowed themselves to never feel heard in the community where they wanted to feel belong but never spoke on being belong because they're afraid to speak that. They're afraid that they're going to say something wrong. Like if I have to overthink what I'm going to say to a community of people that I'm supposed to be loved by, then I have a sense of fear. Right. So the idea is like, don't look at this space as I have to say the best thing. Be yourself, right? Be honest, be vulnerable, be authentic. Don't speak up and be like, I'm just gonna say just so because it sounds cool. Like people can sound cool all day, but you know who you are, right? Right?
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, this is going to be this is something that again, we've been talking about and something that we've wanted to do but wasn't quite sure of how to roll this out. Ryan, you have really given life to this, and like what you're doing for the community. We truly appreciate what you're doing for the community. This is something that I think we've all been looking forward to, and I really can't wait for
Yeah,
June 3rd.
that's
I'm
right.
excited. I got some new things I want to talk to you guys about. Like I really got some great topics to introduce. Um, I had one just pop up in my head yesterday, but I can
Well,
give you a
what?
sample of.
Yeah, let's
Okay,
get a
fair enough.
sample. Let's get a
Let's
sample.
get a
I'll give you a
sample.
quick sample. So anybody ever felt throughout this journey that when they start maybe eating or doing things that are unhealthy for their actions, they'll tell themselves, "I'm messing up," or I say, "I'm a up,"
Yeah,
right? And then you immediately try to switch that and try to work on getting better. That's fine. That's like your baseline of knowing where your low is, right? But then anytime you guys feel like you're doing good and then you plateau again, anybody ever thought about the feeling of like, I feel like I'm not doing good enough, right?
yeah.
So
I can.
anybody ever, right? So you feel like you're not doing good enough. So think about this as like a vacuum of my high still isn't good enough, and my low is still my worst. So anytime that I'm looking at my low, I recharge and try to get back to my good enough. Well, the problem with that is that's a double negative. I'm looking at my life and saying it's not good enough because I'm looking at where I feel like it should be, where I'm feeling like I'm not. I should be progressing faster. Think about the scale. When you see that scale go stagnant for a couple months, oh man, I'm not doing good enough. I'm not my best. I'm not this. It's not that you're not doing your best. It's that you've talked your way into thinking that you got to do more because you feel that you should be further. In reality, is where you're at is where you're at. Now, if you've been conditioning yourself to only talk to yourself when you're doing good or when you're doing bad, you're not talking to yourself as consistent as when you're on the journey. Like, are you affirming that you're doing better? Are you doing the actions that are doing better? Are you not lying to yourself? Because a lot of times when you overthink what you're doing, you begin to lie to yourself, right? Because you're afraid of the judgment of whatever is going on or how someone's going to see what you're saying or doing. You're not looking within. You're looking outside of yourself to feel better inside of yourself.
See, there you go, just getting me lost in what I'm thinking about already, and I'm already at the end of the line. I'm just like,
So yeah, that's just a little taste. That's what
that's a
we
Yeah,
get.
that's
taste.
a
That's
Everything's
all you.
coming through.
That's all you get. So yeah, we're gonna hook up June 3rd. Start off 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on June 3rd. We'll start the Brotherhood Shop Talk initiative here on TT, and then we'll do that for the first half hour, and then we'll move on over to Discord until we're fully on Discord once a month. I think we're doing the first Monday of every month, correct?
yes.
Yes.
Yeah. There's a lot of things I want to close out real quick. Tony, help me out so I don't forget anything. I want to give a special shout out to Miss Lady Mia and VSG Bestie for being our moderators tonight. We appreciate each and every one of you for your constant and consistent support in this community. We appreciate all of you. And just one more reminder, so I don't forget, you don't have to be bariatric to join the men's Berry Male Experience shop talk on Monday. So I just wanted to put that out there. Everybody's included, period,
Right, right,
when it
right.
comes to
So
males. So yeah. What were you going to say,
yeah,
Ryan?
yeah, it's for everyone who may be curious about what this experience is like, who maybe know someone that's going through that experience and maybe want to assist them, right?
Yeah,
Because just thinking about it, if I have a brother who's going through this experience and I'm not in the same condition as him, I would love to understand the process from his perspective, so maybe I can give him some pointers or talk to him into getting more help or assistance. Because this is definitely a journey. of self-love and self-awareness to find you again. If I never knew my identity outside of my size, then I have to develop it.
That's right.
And it takes a community to help develop you sometimes, because your community has to embrace you.
Thank you all for the 24,000 likes. Thank you for all the follows. Thank you for the shares. Again, RIP to Big Chris, and
Yes.
condolences and prayers for her family. We love you all. Don't forget to check out VSG Besties Sunday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard, 7 Central, 6 Mountain, 5 Pacific. On Mondays, don't forget to check out our other sisters, Very Intentional,
Bari
with Kate.
Unfiltered.
Very, oh yeah, I said very intentional. Look at that. Gee. Yeah,
And
you
they're
could
every
close it
other
out for me.
Monday currently now.
Every other Monday?
Currently, right now, just for the time being.
Yeah, and talk Barry to me like VSG Bestie said. They'll be back. She'll be back June 2nd. Wednesdays, we have the Berry Sisters at 5:30 p.m. Pacific, 6:30 Mountain, 7:30 Central, and 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. Yeah, backwards. I got this. We appreciate each and every one of you. Again, your support. Much love to Big Chris's family. Thanks for coming out and hanging out. AJ, love you, man. Thanks for being there for me. I appreciate you. You live right down the block from me. AJ came and helped me and supported me on the side. I
That's
appreciate
what's
you
up.
being there for me. We'll see you next Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tony, you gonna close it out with anything?